Coming up, we take a look back at the best of the compound finals action from the 3 stages of the 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup and look ahead to the season finale in Yankton, USA. The 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup season began in Guatemala City in April, travelled to Lausanne in Switzerland and ended in the French capital, Paris. The world's best archers featured throughout, and all of them were determined to secure a spot at this year's World Cup final. We begin in Central America and the women's gold medal match between Nora Valdez of Colombia and Tanya Gellantine of Denmark. We join the action in the third end with the Danish archer ahead. So, time for end number 3. Nora Valdez of Colombia trailing by 2 points. Will shoot first.
Really nice. Good timing shot. Straight in the middle.
Fingeren på, lige tilbage. Yep.
Another nice quick shot there. Much better.
Oh, amazing.
Lige tilbage. Yep. Streg X ned til venstre.
10-10-10-10.
Opportunity for her first perfect though. Valdez, look at the grouping. Now that is impressive. Valdez with her first 30, but very, very close together. Bit of pressure now on Gellantine. How will she respond?
God tid. God tid. 7, 6, 5.
Oh, she's got away with it. Held on to that one for a long time, making a big adjustment on her sight as well. But a second perfect for Gellantine in a row. And she is on 88 points, leading by 2 points still. Well, Nora Valdez from Colombia, who will get end number 4 underway. Into the 10s. So whatever happens here, we're going to have a first-time winner of the Hyundai Archery World Cup stage. It's just going out the other side there. Doesn't look happy.
She moved her sight, didn't she, after that last arrow? I don't think I would have done it. It was a long hold. I would have just left it, I think. Nice. Nice and solid.
In a rhythm. I'm not sure we can say the same about Tanya Gellantine, but she's still hitting the 10s.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Nice and solid, good timing. There's more consistency. So when we talk about timing, it's the length of time between setting the shot up and then breaking. And Nora's certainly had more consistency on that.
Well, it's been going right for 2 ends for Nora Valdez, but she still trails by a single point and will shoot first in the 5th and final end. Big opportunity here for Gellantine to close the door here. Just starting to hear the wind picking up.
I think that affected her. You know, I think you could feel the wind, you could hear the wind, and she just took that bit longer to trust it for that shot to break. Big 9. Solid.
Yeah, very nice. But arrows running out for Valdez. She needs Gellantine to drop points. Gellantine can afford just to match Valdez. Uh-oh. Now that is a big swing. That is a big swing indeed. So now Valdez can put this out of reach with a 10. Oh, she's put it in the 9! Right, so Gellantine here needs a 10 to draw things level. She just shot an 8, but she's put it in the middle of the target here. Oh my goodness me, what more could you ask for in sporting drama? We're all square and we will go to a shoot-off. Okay, Nikki, right, first off, let's just come back down to earth here. Remind us how the shoot-off works.
Well, we're going to shoot one arrow. It's the closest to the centre who's going to take this win. Book their place in the Hyundai World Cup finals.
She's the more experienced, so you'd have to say she probably is the favourite in the shoot-off, but she certainly looked a little nervous. Tanya Gellantine draws to shoot first in the shoot-off for gold in Guatemala. Great.
X10.
Really, really good. Very solid. Pressure on. Can't tell whether there's any pressure on Nora Valdez. Oh, what a shot! Right on the spider. What a brilliant performance from Nora Valdez from Colombia. The 23-year-old has taken the first stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup Series compound women's gold medal here in Guatemala City.
Felicidad, esto es algo que había venido esperando desde hace mucho tiempo, he venido trabajando muy fuerte y más que alegría con este triunfo.
The men's final was between two of the big guns, and the USA's Braden Gellantine was just 1 point ahead of the Netherlands' Mike Schlusser at the start of the second end. Mikey Schlosser to get end number 2 underway, trailing by a single point.
Jazeker.
Ten.
Op de rand.
I mean, I think Braden, he actually does show quite a lot. You know, he reacts to his arrows, so I think he does have that kind of pause usually. But your process can start anywhere. It can start unloading the arrow, or it can be at full draw.
It just seems to me that he just gets to drawing that. Grouping there. He just gets to drawing that next arrow just a little bit quicker than anyone else.
Ah, so did you see that? He just used his mouth to turn his peep sight. It wasn't in line. He couldn't see.
Yep.
Still a 10. Wow.
Well, I'd like to see that on a replay.
Jazeker. Op de rand.
Well, perfect there for Mike Schlusser. His first of the match. Potentially could still be trailing by 1 though. Oh, big twitch there.
Yeah, you see the change in balance, front, back arm, off it went.
Mikey Schlosser will shoot first and get a really good look at his sight there as well.
Jazeker. Net geen X.
That's
Rechtsonder.
the result of being near perfect. A 10. How does Gellantine recover from the 9 at the end of the last end?
Yep.
Ooh, didn't look too happy with that.
Yeah, similar kind of movement, wasn't it? Unbalance. Looked nice, but
9.8 links ook.
too much in the back maybe. Just lifted it high.
Yep,
Fast.
there it is.
And then the X.
Right. Goed, jammer X.
Another big twitch there, but gets away with a 29. Just struggling to work out what's going on here.
Yep. All day long.
Another grimace, but another perfect score from Braden Gellantine. 89, playing 88.
Right.
Mike Schlusser of the Netherlands, the world number 2, will shoot first in end number 4. Didn't look happy again. I mean, this is phenomenal. That you're watching. It's almost like a breakdown of Mikey Schlosser. It sounds really harsh, but we're so used to him just going 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. To see so many 9s is very unusual.
On the spider.
Breaking the hoodoo, perhaps. Bit of a longer hold there from Gellantine.
And another point opened.
Still notionally leading by a point though, the American. And that's a beautiful couple of shots from Mikey Schlosser, showing that he's still well in this. 10 required from Gellantine to hold the lead.
There it is.
10 it is. So still a single point lead for the American. The final 3 arrows, potentially, of the gold medal match. That could be a problem. Can Gellantine take advantage here? Already had a 1 point lead. That is now 2 points. Schlosser needs to put this in the centre of the target to put some kind of pressure on Gellantine.
Good strong shot.
Seems all or nothing at the moment, doesn't it? Either perfect X's straight in there or just into the 9.
Yep. Show me another one.
Good grouping. Good way to finish. Look at him loading the arrow for his final shot as well. Nothing more for Schloss to do other than put it into the 10.
Good strong shot.
Another 29 to finish for him. A 138. So a 9 will take the Guatemala gold. And it's a 10. A beautiful way to finish. He really wanted that, and finally we're seeing some signs of joy from Braden Gellantine. The world #1 has taken the first Hyundai Archery World Cup Series stage here of 2021 in Guatemala City, and there is the smile finally. Brilliant performance from Braden Gellantine.
Anytime you come to the World Cup, the goal is to, you know, put the stars and stripes on the top of the podium, and I'm really proud that I was able to do that today. Anytime you're shooting against Mike, you need to bring your A game. So you're expecting perfection from him, and you need to bring it yourself. So I think we both shot at a pretty high level, and I was lucky to come out on top.
So Colombia's Nora Valdez was the first compound woman to secure her place at the 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup final. And she would be joined there by the USA's Braden Gellantine, who also claimed gold at Stage 1 in Guatemala City. Stage 2 of the 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup landed in picturesque Lausanne, Switzerland. Denmark's Tanya Gellantine was looking for gold after just missing out in Stage 1, and she was leading Spain's Andrea Marcos as we join the action in the third end of the compound final. Gellantine, of course, yet to win a World Cup stage.
9.
In the driving seat, but has just notionally dropped 1 point.
The wind may be playing a factor there again. We saw another movement of the bow. Tanya's last arrow in the 9, but she kind of nodded. I think a coach gave her some advice and knowingly kind of nodded and has corrected it on that shot.
She's making an adjustment there. Are they making the adjustment? Is she making an adjustment to try and get her arrows to come up?
Yeah, she was moving the top of the sight bar, so yeah.
So a 29 for Marcos puts her on an 85. Still chance to maintain that 2 point lead And she does indeed, and the last shot was probably the best of the lot. So 87, that 2-point lead that she grabbed very early on could end up being what decides this match. That 9 followed by 8 from Marcos. At this level, don't get me wrong, I can't shoot that, but at this level, it's can be your undoing.
Yeah, that start just was not what you wanted.
Dad.
Long hold here, but the wind you can see is blustery. Oh, she's going to run out of time, wobbling all over the shop, and that is the result.
There seems to be a lot of wind at the archer's end. When we had that shot before, we can hear it on the microphones, but down the end of the targets, they're not. The flags aren't blowing around, so it's interesting. When you've got a situation like this, sometimes the wind can swirl in a venue, so I wonder if that's happening on the shooting line.
9.
Well, as you can see, we are all square now. Marcos with that opportunity to put some pressure on, and now Gellantine needs a 10 just to stay level. Quick shot, and it is bang into the centre, and it's 114 apiece. But tell me, how much of a factor does luck play in that? It seemed to me that that Gellantine got the worst of the conditions in her certainly in her first shot.
Yeah, you get what you're given. There's no other option, and you've got to get that arrow off within that 20 seconds. If you don't, you lose it. So yeah, it is sometimes down to some luck. And Brady Ellison said that in Guatemala. You know, archery is now a sprint. You know, years ago we used to shoot 12 or 24 dozen arrows to decide who was the best, but now this format is much more exciting because we don't know what's going to happen.
Marcos, momentum with her, will shoot first in end number 5. Wind picking up again, not affecting Marcos as much this time. Now the wind picking up for Marcos. Just pulling over to the right there, and I think that might have been because she was trying to aim to avoid the wind. Look at this. She knows what's at stake here, Tanya Gellantine. Her first World Cup stage win is in her hands. Pressure from Marcos. Oh, she's opened the door massively here. Gellantine, for her first World Cup stage win, only needs an 8. She puts it into the 9. It's more than enough. It was a silver in Guatemala. She's upgraded that after the shoot-off loss in Central America to a gold medal here at the second stage in Lausanne.
I've been in the gold final quite a few times now, and I've always walked away with a silver medal, so I am so happy. I had a game plan coming in here. It was to make good shots and make fast shots, because the wind here today is really tricky, so I knew that going out there anything could happen, but I stuck to my game plan and it worked out really well.
In the men's gold medal match, Mike Schlusser of the Netherlands was looking to book his place in the World Cup final, and he made the perfect start in the first end against Federico Pagnoni of Italy. We joined the match in the second. The 29 from Federico Pagnoni, a brilliant score. Unless you're up against Mike Schlusser. Gets to put some pressure on, and that's a great first arrow in the second end.
Slightly longer hold. That first shot was lovely and quick, wasn't it? And straight in the X. It's a little difference again between those first two shots, but a perfect result so far on this end.
Careful, Mike. Just coming outside the X ring there. Brilliant.
Perfect score.
Really good and very important, not only for his own confidence, but just to show Mike Schlosser he's not going to just run away with this.
10-10-10, perfect score. Wow, that's what it looks like. If you open a dictionary, look up the word perfection. You can see a picture of Federico Pagnoni and Mike Schlosser side by side.
That's a very long hole, but he's pulled away with a 10.
We can hear the wind, can't we, in the microphones in the stadium there, so it's certainly picked up a bit. You can see that kind of loose cable, if you like, it's attached to the Italian's rest, and you can just see that flapping around in the wind a little bit.
Coach happy with that. Beautiful start from Pagnoni. That's a second perfect in a row. That's number 3 for Mike Schlosser. The quality and standard has remained very high. Both shooting perfects in the second and third ends. This now becomes down to a mistake.
Yeah, Mike has got to keep his wits about him. He can't afford to drop the points that we saw him drop in the semis, so this is fantastic with Federico pushing him all the way here.
Bit of a longer hold again, but the result is there for all to see.
The wind's still playing a factor, a little bit of movement. All on the line, but he's going to get the highest score. He's cut the line. There's Mike, just looks so solid, no movement.
Looks like that one's just crept out. It's going to go for a measure, but I think you can see some clear space between the arrow and the line, so I think that will be a 29, and that may be the error. Especially with another perfect from Mike Schlosser, 120 out of 120. Just 2 drop points from Federico Pagnoni. Subject to the measure, I felt I could see a gap between the arrow and the line though.
Yeah, I thought I could see a little gap as well. So, you know, just such a tiny margin, but that's different to a point, which could be a big thing going into this last end.
Well, trailing as he has done from the very start, Federico Pagnoni will be all about putting the pressure on Mike Schlosser in this final end.
9.
That is not the start he wanted. All of a sudden you can just feel the weight lightening on the shoulders of Mike Schlosser.
10.
Both arrows just dropping a bit low, you know, as he putting the normal power through his shots. Very quick shot there, and another 9.
Not happy with that. Okay. 14 out of 15 10s for Schlosser. Pagnoni has, I think, decided that this one has gone. 3 9s to finish off, puts him on a 1-4-5. Ignore 6 to win. This is all about, can we get a perfect 150 here? Oh, so many times has that happened to Mike Schlosser. He shot 140 out of 140, 14 10s in a row, and then something happens on the last arrow, and he drops it into the 9. But an exceptional performance to shoot a 149 in the final. Mike Schlosser has taken the gold here in Lausanne, and he booked his place at the World Cup Finals in Yankton later on this year.
The victory is now official.
This is probably one of my strongest finals I've shot in a very long time. And it was really tough conditions, and I kept really strong mentally and physically as well. And I'm really happy with all the work I've put in last couple of weeks. Since Guatemala has been working out, like paying off.
So after the second stage of the 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup, Tanya Gellantine had joined Nora Valdez in the World Cup final. And Mike Schlosser and Braden Gellantine were both guaranteed a place in the season finale. Paris, France provided a stunning backdrop for the third stage of the 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup. The women's compound final was an all-Colombian affair as 5-time World Cup winner Nora Lopez faced Alejandra Esqueno. Look at it, the group still remains absolutely tight. Bottom right of the 10 and top left of the 10. Again, another fantastic shot into that group. Nikki, how big are we talking these groups are? Because they're pretty similar in size, aren't they?
Yeah, they're probably the bottom of a mug, something like that, at the 10. It's an 80 centimetre face, and you know, they're well within those, aren't they, even? So, yeah, I mean, a large coin, perhaps.
Yeah, it's a couple of centimetres. Those last two arrows, funnily enough, from the pair of them, just widening the group ever so slightly. So you might be going from a 2 centimetre to 3 centimetre wide grouping. 230s again. You're right, you called it straight from the beginning. This is going to be about how many 9s they shoot, because they are right in the centre of the target. Nothing between them. Neither of them have missed the 10. A little bit of a reset there for Esqueno. Plenty of time though. Straight into the 10 to start end number 3.
Not only the 10, but X10s. So that little circle in the very centre still scores a 10, but we call that the X10 qualification. That would split you between someone else if you had the same score who was closest. But that might be the first sign, an arrow that might need to be measured.
Oh, that one's clear. They both just shot their first 9s, potentially. Esqueno subject to a measure. Lopez definitely going to the 9, back into the 10. So provisional 29 for Esqueno in end number 3. It's a definite 29 for Nora Lopez. So an 89 for Lopez confirmed. Okay, Nikki, come on then. Is it a 9 or is it a 10?
Oh, it's so close. It's so close.
Oh, the magnifying glass is out now. That is exceptionally close.
I think it might be in, you know. So the judge here, they've got to look from both sides, and if they can't see, you know, there's a gap. If they're unsure, if they really can't tell, but unsure, it's got to be in. They have the benefit of the doubt, so it's got to be clearly out to be a 9.
So basically, they're looking for a bit of yellow between the arrow shaft and the 9-10 line.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes as the arrow goes in, it can distort the face a little bit, so sometimes it's not a great. You can't always tell from yellow. But if you look around the line, that's why they're looking for both sides. They're following that line of where the 10 would be to ensure, you know, if the line was complete and there, would it be in or out?
Oh, I don't think she knows whether it's a 9 or 10. She's just sitting back saying, okay, I'll just wait for the judge to call that. Well, Lozano's score on the big board has been marked up to 90, and that was a clue because it has been marked up as a 10. Lozano has not missed the 10 yet. A 9 from Lopez. The second hour of the third end is the difference between these two, and it will be Lopez to start end number 4. Well, you have to marvel at the quality these two archers are producing. It is absolutely outstanding. We're back to a perfect. Bit of a longer hold, but it's got it out into the 10 and staying with a perfect. This is completely brilliant. There's nothing you can say other than it's spectacular shooting from the pair of them. Critical now for Lopez. She trails by 1 as we go into the 5th and final end. She needs to keep the 10s flying to put pressure on her teammate, and starts very well.
Quick shots, confident, isn't she? Maybe putting the pressure back on a teammate, less time to recover and get the next shot out.
Staying focused. Oh, that's the one. She just held on a bit too long, didn't she?
Yeah, but I think that maybe the recovery time, she just had to go back straight up there again and shoot. Sarah, such a quick shot.
Well, look at this now. Lozano, having shot her first 9 of the whole match, needs a 10 to force a shoot off. Oh, she's gone into the 9, having shot 10 after 10 after 10. It's a 28 in the final end. And actually, you look at the reaction of Sarah Lopez, she really felt for her teammate there. She's happy that she's going to the finals, and she's happy with the win. But I think she's pretty gutted for her teammate.
Feliz y a la vez no, sé lo mucho que Aleja lo quería y hicimos un muy buen trabajo. Acabo de tirar el partido más fuerte de toda mi carrera contra mi compañera y así era como lo queríamos, queríamos un shoot-off. Me alegra mucho, sé que ambas lo queríamos, pero representaré a Aleja con el corazón en las finales y estoy muy contenta porque fue un día excelente para mi país y la verdad ha sido una de las mejores Copas Mundos que hemos tenido en mucho tiempo y estoy muy contenta porque nuestro equipo está muy fuerte.
In Paris, the men's gold medal match saw India's Abhishek Verma taking on the USA's Chris Shaffer. Shaffer with a long hold at the start of the third end puts a 9 down the range, and this just opens the door further for Abhishek Verma.
Good strong shot, good timing. Good finish. Yep, there it is.
Back in the centre. You talk about the accolades. has this man over the years. But in terms of current form, Chris Shaffer is the favourite for this one. The performance from Abhishek Verma is so good, it's actually starting to show some cracks in Shaff's mindfulness, as you've put it, Nikki. He needs to get control of it. A 30 for him, or a 29 for him again. Perfect. So he has capitalised. He's taken advantage both times that Shaffer's dropped a 9. Bit more confidence in that.
Yeah, that's exactly what he needs. Just needs to keep them going in there now. Can't afford to drop any more.
Good, strong shot, Chris.
Abhishek Verma.
Good timing, good focus, good finish.
It's a matter of 5 arrows from winning here in Paris. And you have to say, it's against the odds.
Good, strong shot. Good finish. Yep.
On the 30, that's the second one for world number 5. And that's the first point dropped from Abhishek Verma. He's into the 29, leading by a single point now.
Yep.
Last end starts with a 10 from the American.
Show me one more.
Verma just trying to stay in there, clips the line. You can hear the Indian contingent in the crowd. It is, of course, the teammates and delegates from the Indian Federation.
Yep.
Brilliant shot from Shaff, hitting the spider.
One more.
So much pressure on this. Got to keep it in here. This is all about the spot for the World Cup finals.
Yep.
Oh, there's a 9, the second one. They are all square. 138 apiece. This match has come down to the final arrow.
There it is.
And that's in the 10. So now, all of a sudden, all of the pressure is on Abhishek Verma. He needs a 10 to force the shoot-off. Gets the 10 to force the shoot-off. A 29 twice in a row for Verma has meant that Chris Shaff has managed to get himself right back in this.
What a shoot-off we've got here. Absolute nail-biter again. 1 arrow now, closest to the middle. You know, this is whether he's going to get a spot to go to the World Cup finals or not. It could be more at stake.
Shoot-off here for the compound men's individual title at Hyundai Archery World Cup Stage 3 in Paris. Chris Shaff of the United States against Abhishek Verma of India. Shaff to go first. Now, the door, again, for a 3rd time in this final, has opened for Verma. Can he hold his nerve? Oh, what a win for the Indian. He pushed out from the start, led all the way, kept the pressure on the favourite and world number 5, Chris Shaff of the United States of America. The nerves perhaps got the better of him towards the end of the match, shooting 2 29s in the final 2 ends to allow Shaff to force the shoot-off, and in the shoot-off it was Shaff who broke down, shooting a 9 and opening the door for Verma, but Verma still had to do it, and he put it right in the centre of the target.
I am feeling excited and We are waiting a long time, almost 2 years. There is no tournament for us, and now is a comeback with the great victory. So it's very good for me and good for country also.
With the third and final stage of the 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup complete, defending champion Nora Lopez joined the lineup for the World Cup final. That came at the expense of teammate Alejandra Usqueno though. Despite having more ranking points, she missed out because Nora Valdez was already a stage winner. Toya Ellison, Paige Pierce, Andrea Piquera and world champion Natalia Avdieva join as points qualifiers. Abhishek Verma booked his spot in the World Cup final with his win in Paris. He joined Chris Shaffer, Federico Pagnoni, Adrian Gontier, Matthias Fullerton and Joseph Bosansky, who will all be heading to Yankton on points. And with 2 archers from the USA already qualified, there was not an invitational place. No one has made more of an impact on the Hyundai Archery World Cup than Nora Lopez. A 5-time winner of the international circuit, she is the winningest archer of the last decade. But the past year and the pandemic has given this incredible Colombian archer a new perspective. Lopez just needs to hit the target here. She finishes with a 10 and another perfect 35th World Cup title.
No importa cuántas veces has ganado, llega un momento en el que cualquiera te gana. Así como yo llegué siendo nadie y gané, cualquiera puede llegar a hacerlo igual. Es importante para mí porque me da la confianza de saber que aunque tuve un año raro y de un rendimiento bajo, me da la tranquilidad de saber qué nivel yo tengo y qué cosas he hecho, pero no me da, digamos, confianza o tranquilidad de decir, pues ya gané 5, voy por la 6ª. No, la verdad, no me importa el número, me importa es disfrutarlo y sentirme bien en lo que estoy haciendo. Significa tanto como la primera, como la segunda, como cualquiera. O sea, no es el número, es el momento. Y cada evento en el que he ido ha tenido un significado diferente. Han pasado muchas cosas en mi vida personal, todo el tema de la pandemia, hemos perdido familiares muy cercanos, amigos, entonces ha sido difícil. Lo que me importa es el superar el obstáculo que cada año me trae y creo que significaría más para mí ganar esa copa en representación de pues, mucha gente que hemos perdido en mi familia, amigos cercanos, entonces no es el número, es ganar en nombre de cierta persona. El enfoque de hace unos años era quién va a destronar a Sara y yo tenía eso en mi cabeza y me di cuenta que así como yo destroné a la que estaba, cualquiera me puede destronar a mí y yo no me puedo creer invencible. Me cuesta más ganar porque el nivel ha crecido, pero no creo que sea porque yo he bajado mi rendimiento, sino porque todo el mundo ha crecido y desde el inicio dije que ese era el objetivo, que todas creciéramos juntas. Y hay mucha gente que no lo quiere ver así, que lo quiere ver como que Sara bajó su rendimiento, pero al contrario, yo me quedé igual y las demás subieron. Entonces es bonito ver eso, que todas hemos crecido juntas y en eventos como en París las mujeres se robaron el show y eso es lo que queremos.
For the gold medal here in Paris, and of course, it's put into the 10. No signs of the target.
Sí, la final fue bastante emocionante. Al inicio de las individuales sabíamos, Alejandra y yo, lo que teníamos que hacer para poder llegar a la final. El partido por el oro es un partido que he disparado miles de veces. Alejandra también, sabíamos lo que cada una podía hacer. Y pues gracias a Dios se me dieron las cosas a mí, pero obviamente queda un sinsabor, queda como la tristeza de saber que Aleja no puede ir, digamos por mi culpa, entre comillas, pero fue una final, yo me atrevo a decir que fue la mejor final de todo el año, tanto en hombres como en mujeres. Nora la conocí hace ya varios años en un torneo en Bogotá y se me acercó, me pidió una foto y me decía que me admiraba mucho y yo decía, esta niña tiene talento. Unos años después entró a la selección y es una persona hermosa, súper tierna, le gusta trabajar en equipo, lo que quiere lograr se lo propone y lo logra. Hemos formado una amistad, una hermandad y una rivalidad muy sana, tanto con ella como con Alejandra. Y siempre hemos trabajado en pro del equipo más que en pro de una sola persona. Entonces, pues es un honor tenerla en el equipo y sé que vienen cosas muy grandes para las tres. Este año fue increíble para ella y así fue como comenzó mi historia. Entonces yo sé que pues, la historia se puede llegar a repetir.
Siento que es algo que se ha venido construyendo, que no es algo que nos tome por sorpresa. porque desde que yo inicié en el deporte, en el 2013 fue uno de los mejores años para Colombia y comencé a ver a Sara y a Aleja triunfar. Y yo comencé viendo a Colombia en lo más alto del podio, en lo más alto como referente mundial. Entonces, por mi parte, pues siempre tuve la meta de poder estar ahí, de poder formar ese equipo con ellas. Me siento muy satisfecha y muy contenta de poder estar ahí hoy en día. Y ese mismo nivel ha hecho que pues siga creciendo. Entonces creo que pues sí, o sea, como que una cosa ha traído a la otra. Me siento muy bien por haber clasificado a mi primera final de la Copa Mundo. Es algo que siempre veía a Sara hacerlo y la he admirado siempre mucho por ello. Pero honestamente nunca pensé en, no, tengo que ganar tantos puntos para ir o debo ganar tal medalla para ir. Siento que me tomó un poco por sorpresa, pero fue una sorpresa grata y me siento pues muy honrada de poder estar ahí porque sé que pues los mejores estamos ahí. Sí, siento que he aprendido muchas cosas de Sara. En efecto, el disparar equipos con ella, la energía que ella transmite, la seguridad que ella transmite y la manera en que disfrutamos la competencia por equipos, siento que todo eso pues migra a la parte individual.
Y me alegra mucho porque Tanya ha tenido el mejor año de su vida, entonces ganarle a una persona que ha estado en el top todo el año es bastante difícil, pero pues así le inició el año a Tanya, entonces creo que estamos cambiando un poquito la perspectiva del equipo a nivel internacional, porque no solo somos fuertes en equipo, sino que somos fuertes en individual.
Es un orgullo muy, muy grande hacer parte de la selección Colombia de compuesto femenino. Como he dicho siempre, desde que inicié, siempre fue mi meta estar en ese equipo y me siento muy orgullosa de estar hoy ahí y de poder seguir siendo también ahora referente para esas nuevas arqueras y seguirles mostrando tanto a Colombia como al mundo que somos un gran equipo, que somos un gran país, que siempre va a tener mucho más por mostrar y por dar.
Esperamos llegar juntas a la final por el oro, no sabemos qué va a pasar, pero esta vez esperamos pues históricamente llegar ambas a la final y ese es el objetivo. No hay nada que podamos hacer en nuestras manos para, digamos, manipularlo, pero esperemos que todo salga a nuestro favor.
Sara will shoot for a record 6th Hyundai Archery World Cup final title in Yankton against this impressive lineup of women, which is completed by host nation representative and deserved ticket holder Savannah van der Veer. It's already been a wonderful 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup season, and the best is yet to come. Join us next time for the World Cup final in Yankton, USA, as the best archers go head-to-head for the ultimate prize. We'll leave you with some of the best moments from the World Cup season so far. What a shot! Right on the spider. What a brilliant performance from Nora Valdez from Colombia. And it's a 10, a beautiful way to finish. He really wanted that, and finally we're seeing some signs of joy from Braden Gellantine. puts it into the 9. It's more than enough. It was a silver in Guatemala. She's upgraded that after the shoot-off loss in Central America to a gold medal here at the second stage in Lausanne. Exceptional performance to shoot a 149 in the final. Mikey Schlosser has taken the gold here in Lausanne and he's booked his place at the World Cup finals. It's bittersweet for Lopez, but she takes the gold.